In today's video, I'm going to talk about the technical components of video blogging. Right now, we're shooting this with a professional camera and two microphones. One is a lavalier, which is right here on my shirt, and the other is a shotgun microphone. And we're also using two lights, one on either side of me. These are tungsten balanced lights at 3200 degree Kelvin. Now you're seeing the same scene without the added lighting, and it's just the regular ambient light of the room. So you could see the difference right away in the quality of the video and the image. Now here, as well as cutting out the lighting, we've also eliminated the external microphone, the shotgun mic and the one I'm wearing. So we're just using the internal microphone on the camera so you could hear the difference of sound. Now I want to talk about camera choices. And as you can see, my partner Judy is holding an iPhone and recording me with that, while the other camera is recording the scene as well. So we have back the professional lights. You're hearing right now the sound from the iPhone, which of course doesn't have an external microphone. So you can get decent image, but one thing, if you're going to use a smartphone, you want to make sure to put it on a tripod. Right now she's hand holding it. Now for video blogging, the best choice of video camera that I would recommend is a typical dedicated video camera that does take an external microphone. One type of camera that's very popular for video and photo, does great video, is the what they call a DSLR camera. Canon, Nikon, they both have them that do great video. This is a Panasonic. It's a micro 4/3 camera, a little bit of a smaller sensor. So again, some of these, the lower end cameras do not take external microphone. The higher end cameras do, so a little bit more pricey. One of the problems with the audio components of even the mid-range ones is that you cannot use headphones. So the problem with that is that if you're using a lavalier microphone like I am using here, you will not be able to monitor the sound, and sometimes the lavalier mics do pick up ruffling from the clothing, so that could impede your audio quality. Let's look at choice of settings or backdrops. Here I have a plain backdrop. It's basically something often used in photography, but I've set it up here to just have a plain background. You could also have a plain wall as your backdrop, and depending on the nature of your blog, if it's really focusing on the presenter, you want to keep it probably a plain background, unless you want to use a scene that contributes to the topic or subject matter. For example, if you're talking about a product, you're demoing a product, obviously you want to have the product there, and maybe the background could show the workplace that the product is being made in, that type of thing. So choose your background according to the subject. Now I've switched to a white background behind me, although it doesn't perhaps appear white, it may look gray. And the point I'm trying to make is that it's very difficult to create a white background without overblowing the face or the highlights on the face. So to do that, you want to add two more lights to light up the background. And this is where you need a good camera in terms of being able to meter properly the skin tone, so you get that right and you get the background white at the same time. So I'm going to turn on the background lights now and you'll see the difference. So now I've turned on the two other lights that are shining on the backdrop, and you could see the backdrop looks much whiter. My skin tone is good, my exposure is good. And these particular lights are dimmable, and they also have barn doors on them, so that prevents light spilling onto my sides. You can control the light a little bit more. Here's a shot with the darker background, and now I have one light behind me lighting up a little bit the backdrop, and I have another light to my right that's lighting a little bit my hair and shoulders. So it just adds a different effect. So in future videos, I hope to cover more in-depth into camera, microphones, and lighting. So I invite you to subscribe to these videos, to our channel, and you'll be notified of new videos as they get released. Thanks for listening, and hopefully this was helpful to you. Good shooting.